Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Texas Barbecue Show. This is Brandon Anderson, chef and pit master of Rack Attack Barbecue and the new Texas Barbecue Show podcast that we got going on the Spoonie Radio Show. And I got special guest here, Dan Arnold with Sucklebusters.
Hey, good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm doing great today.
Good to actually meet you in person.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Perfect interview.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yep. This is great. This thing is loose, Patrick.
Work with it.
I'll do fine. Just letting you know. So, get rid of this, get rid of this.
Keep talking.
Okay. Out of the way.
Keep going.
Okay. So, let's
One more time.
we'll let the audience build.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Technical difficulties.
All right.
Me being picky.
Oh, there you go.
Let's do this.
Back.
I'm good. It's still.
Genetics.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Not Dan. John Stinson said not Dan. You know John Stinson?
I love John Stinson. Yes, I know John Stinson.
He's always on there here following me.
Oh, he is?
We got the pro Ron coming in. All right, so
Awesome.
I'll talk. I'll talk. So here's the funny thing: is right before the show started, you know, I've been keeping the film rolling right the whole time in between the change on the show. So, and then of course I send, because every week you ask for your segment, your hour,
Perfect.
and I send it to you. And so I edit out that part where you're like, you know, because you look like me at the beginning of the show. I'm like scrambling. I'm like,
Yep.
oh my gosh, I got 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Oh, we're live. Okay, and then I look up. Well, I take that out for you. So today you were all ready to go, and what happened? I didn't have the mic set.
All right. So Dan, how did Sucklebusters begin?
Oh my goodness, it's a long story. I'll try to keep it brief. The net of it is that I've always been a barbecue aficionado in terms of just the love of the product.
Right.
Always grew up eating barbecue. I'm from East Texas, and that's kind of food of choice from East Texas. But anyway, so I always loved barbecue. I was always the cook. Like on a college Sunday afternoon, you came to my house.
You're the one doing it all.
We had the Weber kettle set up. We did it all. So I've always loved barbecue. I've always had rubs and stuff laying around. And about 6 years ago, my wife and I were in the grocery store looking for some seasoning and spices, and we just noticed that it was just not the type of product that we would buy. They had all kinds of crazy stuff for ingredients. And
Right.
my wife just mentioned off the cuff, hey, you could just bottle your recipes and we could sell it. And I was like, sure. And we left the store. Nothing happened. And I got home and something stuck with me. It was like, hey, maybe we could do this. And that's where it started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a backyard warrior.
Backyard warrior.
Went to the store and like, if I want it done right, I'm going to do it myself.
For sure.
And so
Yeah.
you started your
It definitely,
business.
you know, if you've been into any like grocery store or whatever, you know, there's not always been a good selection.
McCormick.
Yeah.
That's about it. Unless you go to H-E-B, then you get a little bit of more local.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise it's McCormick.
You know, Uncle Herb's herbs and spices for barbecue. You know, something that you would never use on
Yeah,
barbecue.
exactly.
Yeah,
Awesome. So before then, obviously what was your profession before Sucklebusters, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. So up until recently as well, I've been in corporate America for 30 years in corporate sales. I was a sales executive for IBM most recently, and then I retired. Full-time Sucklebusters now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So went
Thank
from networking to
Yeah, for
marketing.
sure. Yeah.
and selling.
Yeah, we joke about it because, you know, I was selling big corporate solutions for IT to big companies for, you know, big contracts and that type of stuff, the highest of high tech. And then I thought, well, I'm going barbecue sauce. What could be more low tech than barbecue sauce? I don't know. But it's funny how all those skills kind of transferred over.
Yeah, you got to use that in your own business now.
Absolutely. So
You don't have to pay nobody to do it.
that's right. And,
Yep.
and it's a lot more fun
Oh, yeah.
that way.
Definitely.
For sure.
Man, I get through these questions too fast, Patrick. How do I slow down? So we know a lot of people that are listening on iHeartRadio or on Facebook right now, they've either heard me talk about Sucklebusters, know where to get it, or have used it.
Yeah.
So for those that maybe are listening while they're driving down the road, whether it's Australia, Germany, because it's on iHeartRadio platform.
Yeah.
What, other than Sucklebusters and what you've told us so far, what is there any future, let's say, goals for you as far as is it just at, so right now it's at Atwoods, and I've told that before. It's at Ace Hardware. Is there at Barbecue Galores or any of those?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's there.
Yeah.
What does the future look like for Sucklebusters? That way, those that may not have it where they're at now, maybe they can look forward to it other than going to sucklebusters.com.
Yeah, for sure.
Just give us all the deets.
Yeah, so we've been in business about 12 years, and over those 12 years, I mean, I literally started with one bottle of rub, right? Sold it to my friends, and then they had enough to last them for about 6 months, and I thought, oh, wow, we got to do something else. So we started accumulating stores. What we've decided works for Sucklebusters is we try to deal with mom and pop companies, like smaller companies. You're not going to find us in, the largest retailer in the United States. That's just not our cup of tea. So we go after stores that sell barbecue pits, and typically they will have somebody in the store that knows about barbecue that can help their customers. So to that end, we've grown just from the very beginnings. We now have about 700 dealers in the U.S. and Canada. We ship to 12 countries internationally, including Germany, Italy, UK, and you mentioned a couple others. Australia is huge for us. Boy, we love the guys in Australia. Those guys are incredible, and they're on fire for barbecue right now.
They are. They have a big old comp team, and all. I mean, they're literally mimicking what we do here in the U.S.
Totally. We love those guys, and so good on Australia. Those guys have been wonderful. They've really received our brand well. We do really well in New Zealand as well. And then the product is for sale on our website. Obviously, we sell it there. That's kind of a secondary market for us, but important for guys that you mentioned that may live somewhere that they don't have a dealer. So there's a dealer locator on our website. And then we also sell on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah. We just are kind of engaging fully with Amazon. We've kind of been on again, off again, but today our thoughts are we need to make it available for the customers who prefer to buy it that way. Now,
obviously, Amazon can be to literally everyone. So what do you have? Do you have a small kind of lineup on Amazon, or do you have every single product that you produce?
Yeah, so we have a kind of our best sellers, if you will, in our most popular sizes.
You know what's great about Amazon?
Yeah.
Is you can give a code that's a link from anybody you sponsor, and that way when you do a rev share, as they promote the product, it goes to Amazon, but it's under their code, and then you don't have to deal with it. It's all separated for you.
Hey, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
See, Brandon, I'm trying to see you. I'm working on it, buddy. It's okay. Eat your food. That's why I'm here, brother. That's why I'm here.
Who could possibly be a code share?
I don't know. Brandon, who do you think? Hey, I do have a question. I know you deal with a lot of Ace Hardwares, and do you happen to there's one in Cypress, Texas, owned by Bill Murph.
Oh, we'd love to be in that store. We're working on those guys.
If you're not, because I'll call him. Bill is one of my favorite people. He raises more money than any other Ace Hardware for the Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah,
and he does a huge cook-off, and it's maybe we could work something in there. I'll give him a shout. Bill Murph is his name. He owns the Cypress Ace Hardware down near Houston. Great guy, and you have such a great product.
Thank you.
I'm surprised it's not on the shelf.
Yeah, we'd love to be in there. It's hard, because there's so many. And you kind of got to go one at a time, right? Because our strategy is not to go through corporate Ace today.
Right. Mm-hmm. Is that a Westlake, or is that just Cypress Hill?
It's Cypress, Texas. It's down outside of Houston. It's northwest side of Houston. It's just out the north of 290 off of a place called Jones Road.
Do you know if they're with Westlake or with Ace Hardware? Because
he's independent. So he's completely.
That shouldn't be hard to do. Let's do it.
Yeah, but it's a big store. He just. It was like a 2,500 square foot store for years and years. He was an employee there. He bought the store, and then they just expanded after 10 or 15 years of ownership to like 8,000 or 10,000 square feet. So,
that's awesome. And we love to do the mom and pop, where I get to meet you, the owner. We shake hands and we do business and we take care of each other.
Yeah, you can't really shake hands with too many people going through a Home Depot.
Well, you might not see them next time.
Academy. Just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so. That's our cup of tea. One of the things I wanted to mention, we were kind of talking about Sucklebusters and how I got started. So one of the number one questions I always get is, what is a Sucklebuster?
That was the question I added at the end of my notes. Yeah, what does Sucklebusters mean, or where did it come from?
Yeah. So long story. All my stories are long.
We got time. We're barely. What are we in? 15 minutes now?
No, 16? And you still got another 28-minute segment after that. So.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, 30, whatever you got.
All right, so I'll give you the short version. So, which is still long. But my dad's a real joker, and he was always kidding about whatever. Just always kidding around, having a good time. So I'm from Tyler, Texas. I'm actually from a little town south of Tyler called Noonday, Texas. They just have like a Dairy Queen, okay? And that's like big time now. So anyway, I went to town to go to the East Texas Fair in Tyler. Big deal, comes once a year. It's a big deal for a little country boy to go to the fair, right? Have a good time.
Right.
So I get home, my dad's like, "Hey, did you ride the Suckerbuster?" I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" He said, "Oh, never mind. That's a big boy ride. They only let big guys ride that, and it's out back. You couldn't see it." I was in shock, and I was thinking I missed the biggest, most bad fair ride you could ever ride, and I just totally missed it. And I didn't know if he was kidding or what, but he was kidding. He just kind of made up the name on the spur of the moment. So for whatever reason, we love that name, Suckerbuster. And as we moved around and started making our own rubs, we just kind of evolved that to Sucklebusters. And we're going to bust this, we're going to bust that. And one day, one of my buddies asked me, "Hey, what do you call yourself?" And I said, "We call ourselves Sucklebusters." And he's like, "Hey, I kind of like that." So it's a made up name to a certain degree, but it means busting with flavor. And it's very memorable, and customers really like it. They always want to know, "Hey, what's a Sucklebuster?"
Right. Now that's an intriguing name. It works.
Yeah.
Marketing 101. It doesn't have to be related, just unforgettable.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we blazed a trail on that one.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So,
so what was your very first product?
Yeah. So first product was a product called Texas Gold Dust. You've probably never tried it, but it was.
That's the Tex-Mex seasoning, right?
It's Tex-Mex.
I grabbed I grabbed a sample and did my tri-tip chili with it.
You're a fan.
Yeah.
You're a total fan. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I told you I was Sucklebusters, and then I veered off the beaten path and made my way back. We talked about that. Yes.
Come on back over here. Well, I want to be sincere about this. I appreciate you knowing about Texas Gold Dust, because not everybody uses Texas Gold Dust. It's a very specific seasoning. It has a very specific flavor profile with chili and a lot of cumin. So if you like cumin, you like it. It grills out great. And so that was our very first product. And it hit kind of a niche market for us. And we decided, wow, not everybody loves this flavor profile, so we need some additional products.
That sounds like something you could do a nice marinade with some lime juice. Just stick your chicken in a bag with that and let it set for 3-4 hours, maybe a little chili flake in there, and then grill that up. Oh, man.
You can line the rim of your margarita with it, too.
Totally.
Oh, so I like
somebody's been there.
actually that, you could take that, and I like a mix of salt and sugar with my margarita. So you took that, the Texas, what was it, Gold Dust?
Texas Gold
and
Dust.
then a little bit of maybe some like the fine sugar, what's castor sugar? Mix that up.
Yeah.
Man. All right, margaritas tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
We got recipe on the website.
Okay. Yeah, you have recipe link on your website, right?
Yeah, we'll have to get that up. That's
so
awesome.
anyone that has taco seasoning in your pantry, trash it. Go get some Texas Gold Dust.
Thank you.
And I know I had something else. We were just talking. So Gold Dust was your first product.
Yeah.
What was your second?
Yeah, so so we have 23
why don't we get that box right there, that 4-pack?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
See that?
You ready for that?
Oh no, then later.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to look.
We're there.
While y'all are
It's okay.
talking, I want to look.
We'll tease that. So so what happened to us is, we were early on. It's 2006. There weren't a lot of guys out there doing Texas barbecue rubs. There were a couple of big names in Texas, and you guys probably know who they are, but they were really been here for a long time, and just good companies, good people, and had good products. And we wanted to kind of break into that market, so we decided we need to come up with more than just one. We need to come up with a line.
Right.
We got really fortunate early on in that we acquired a product called Texas Gunpowder, which is pure ground jalapeno powder, from a gentleman who had passed away, lived in Mesquite. It was a really popular product. His family couldn't carry it on, so we bought it from him, added it to our line.
Okay.
Then we came out with a line of rubs, Hoochie Mama, Hog Waller, and some of the other ones that are very popular rubs today. And really, we're very blessed, to be quite honest, with success of some of those products. The thing that really launched us was our barbecue sauce. And it just is, it's a sauce that I'd been making for, 30 years. And it's a sauce I really enjoy. It's similar to a sauce that I ate when I was growing up. So,
Which one?
At Country Tavern in Kilgore, Texas.
Which sauce?
Oh, the original barbecue sauce. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, so when I was a kid, I used to go to the Country Tavern in Kilgore, Texas. If you're ever in East Texas, go to Kilgore, go to the Country Tavern, just order the ribs. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
It comes with white bread and potato salad.
Oh, that sounds traditional.
Yeah. So
that's good.
It's awesome. So have you ever thought about, when you bite barbecue or you think about barbecue, you kind of have a memory of where you first had it, or just that thing that's embedded in you. That was mine.
Okay.
Was that sauce, and so it was a very kind of vinegary sauce. And I made it and bottled it, and I thought, well, that's nice. We did that. Now we have a sauce, and we put it out there, and then the thing just, like I say, is a huge blessing. It really took off for us.
I love the original.
Thank you.
Then the hot and spicy. The gold is what's tossed in this pulled pork right here.
And that's
that gold,
incredible.
no one touches the gold. I mean,
oh yeah,
there might be some competitive on the other ones, but that gold, that's a damn. There's no other.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, there's literally nothing other that you can get, whether it's small, big, bulk. Nothing touches the gold for sure.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Being up front.
Yeah, I love that. And so the thing took off and just started winning awards.
Nice.
Just like crazy. So every contest we put in, we get first place. And the first contest we won, we were just floored. I mean, I was amazed that someone really felt that way about my sauce. It's just a huge compliment.
It makes you feel good right there, don't it?
Absolutely. And so that really kind of got the business rolling. And from there, we just keep adding on.
Cool. Yeah. So you laid out this box right here.
Yeah. So this year we've been busy bees. We've really redone all of our packaging for all of our products. Our old logo had a bit of a shape of the Alamo on there. I don't know if anybody knows this, but the state of Texas copyrighted the shape of the Alamo and the word Alamo. So technically you can't use that without some sort of royalty to the state of Texas. So our old logo had the Alamo on there. We took it off, replaced it with just a plain Longhorn, which was already on our logo. We just made it more prevalent.
So instead of that little squiggly like the Alamo had, now it's a Longhorn.
Now it's long, there
so
you go.
You just changed a little bit.
Yeah. So we had to readjust the shape so that we weren't infringing, and just techie stuff like that, right? But anyway, so we redid our packaging this year. We redid all our logos. One of the things we wanted to do is, as we move into, say, like an Ace Hardware or like a Tractor Supply or Atwood's, a lot of customers want to know, hey, what do I use this for? So one of the things we did was we changed our logos so that it says right on the logo, beef, chicken, pork, right, all purpose. And it really gives the consumer a little direction there, and we try to put some additional information on there that's helpful. So we did all that. Then we redid all of our corrugated products this year, came out with several new gift boxes, which will be really popular.
I got somebody already getting on Amazon right now looking for this.
So these are available on our website, not yet on Amazon. We just released these.
Sucklebusters.com, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, so I got a quick question. Oh, there you go. I like the 3-pack too, actually. So, there's, I do a lot of business consulting, and there are always a lot of things that are hidden, right, that you don't think about. So obviously the branding, right? That's one that you ran across, because I'll tell you, we may not have a state income tax here, but that little bit of royalty that you pay to the state, if your sales are good enough, could definitely add up to the same as a personal income tax. So what other challenges did you face, like maybe in scaling up recipes? Do you still package them yourselves? Do you have a co-packer?
Right.
What kind of other challenges did you face?
Yeah, those are awesome questions, and just things that we kind of waded through. So we originally mixed it in our kitchen, right? That was 12 years ago, so we don't do that any longer. Everything's professionally made in a commercial kitchen for us in downtown Dallas by a co-packer, and these are all our recipes. We just provide them a recipe. They provide us with the packaging. So, as we were scaling up, we ran across a lot of different issues. I think one of the primary issues I see for someone who wants to get into this industry, let's just say you had a rub and you want to do a Rack-A-Tack rub and put it on the market. One of the challenges is getting it into retail, but then having the margins set up correctly so that you can wholesale it and then distribute it and then retail it at a profit and make money, which is harder to do than you would think, is fairly significant. So we had to scale our business way up in terms of volume just to get the financials to work out. But having that financial model, back to your question, is, that's one of the gotchas, is selling it at a price that everybody in the supply chain can make money.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, though, one of the keys to that, I think, is people undervalue the direct sale on the website side.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can start to scale that and put the promotional dollars into that, sometimes in PR and advertising, it's a little bit more work because sometimes you're personally shipping or you have to pay a person to do it. But it sure does make a difference, I think, especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But But yeah, I think people undervalue that because there's not as much PR dollars that have to go into that. But you're right. So we talked before about, remember, I've dealt with Trader Joe's, Costco, Rallies, a whole bunch of other grocery stores I've developed products for. And I was always surprised because Trader Joe's, they ask you, what's your cost? You have to break down your cost. And then they say, okay, well, we pay this much over you pay this much of a margin. Can you deliver the goods? And they may order 12,000 units, and I've never done a batch bigger than 200. So then, okay, yes, no, maybe. And if I do, can I make money on it is always the question.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did some retail up early on, probably 5 years ago. And we went through a distribution model. So going through a commercial distributor and then to the retailer adds a significant cut in margin, right? What we found is that the pull through is the difficult part on the retailers because, you kick the ball and it hits the goal, it goes through the goalpost, you score, you get in the retailer, okay, and you wave the flag, you're halfway home.
Right.
Okay, you think you're there, but you're not there, you're only halfway home.
You're in, but you're not out.
Exactly. And so that out piece of it is incredibly important in terms of either branding or pull-through marketing or some other things. And if you cut yourself short on the distribution side and the pricing model, you're not going to have the money, which you were speaking to pull it through.
Right.
Yeah. So you can trip yourself up. You can get in and make a whole bunch of nothing.
You could get in and collect dust, or
you can collect dust, or you pull it through, and because your margins are off, you don't make money. Yeah.
I'm here to help you get out of the store too.
Well, when you start getting critical mass, right, and then all of a sudden you get these big orders, and you're like, okay, well, the cash flow's not there. The cash flow's there, but the cash flow isn't the problem. It's cash retention, right? So, what portion is your within that model? Is that enough to scale up to from 1,000 to 10,000 units a month? And it's. I'll tell you what though. Overcoming those challenges and able to survive now 12 years, you beat the odds by far. And no, you have.
I like to think I'm hard-headed or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Well, I just hope you're seeing the success, the rewards and the fruits of your success, because it seems like it. I'm hearing a lot about the product.
Yeah, it's been a huge blessing. So thank you.
And they've all eaten everything that I've used too. So
we like that.
So is everyone.
That's
on this
pull through,
channel.
right? That's the ultimate pull through.
Yep. That's exactly a pull through. It's gone.
Another one. Yeah. Hey, I just want to mention the other thing that I see for a guy trying to start up, a girl trying to start up in the business. The most I hear this a lot is they're underfunded. So you had mentioned that is that you get the big order. Well, you have to fund the order to buy it, and so if you're going to run a couple $100,000 a month, then you probably have to have a couple $100,000 to invest.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're not going to be able to
overcommit,
scale up.
Goodness,
which you have to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So save your money.
Well, awesome. So we got a 4-pack, 3-pack.
Yep.
And then a 4-pack is small or 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 threes, 2 threes, one in the larger size, one in the smaller size, and one a 4-pack in the larger size.
So what products are in those? By the way, what's the 3-pack and then what's added in the 4-pack?
So we got 1836 clucker dust, chicken season, brisket season, beef. Then you got your hog waller for pork. Right. These are my suggestions. So. Yeah, so your ribs with the pork hog waller, and then you got your SPG, which is going to be for your steaks. You can use it for brisket before you layer on your 1836. SPG to me is going to be your all-purpose seasoning. Is that
you got it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so y'all have heard me talk about 1836. I mean that's that's my breadwinner. That and pecan wood. You ain't beating me.
I'm the guy that takes all that stuff out of the package, shakes it on his hand, just licks the palm, goes to the next one. Oh, yeah. Now I see where that goes with pork. I see where that goes with chicken. Yep.
Awesome. Absolutely. So those are new for the gift boxes are new. They're our best sellers. And, we're looking forward to the holiday season, the gift season. We do a lot of corporate gifting and that type of thing as well.
Awesome, that's a good idea, too. That'd be so, I've seen that before, but typically it's a single, like, other brand for a holiday gift idea. These 3-packs or 4-packs would be perfect for the holidays.
Thank you. What is on this bacon? This is incredible.
That's sir.
Smoky. And I just got an endorphin rush.
That is your hog waller honey.
That's incredible.
Your cayenne pepper, some light brown sugar, and then of course maple syrup.
The cayenne was a great idea.
Yeah, you got to have the sweet with the heat.
Yeah, cayenne was a great idea. That's awesome.
I was actually going to ask, hey, will you go ahead and bite into that bacon?
It's so smoky and sweet and hot. It's got everything going on.
But not overly smoky.
No, it's perfect.
Yep.
I love it.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So 2 seconds. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Follow Chef Patrick Mosier on Twitter @FoodBizPro.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Dr. Ken Brown here, host of Gut Check Project with my co-host Eric Rieger. I've seen in my practice that Atrantil is a whole lot more than just a bloating product.
Yes, it does a whole lot more than just fix bloating because of the polyphenols that you find in Atrantil.
What are some of the things that these polyphenols do, Eric?
These polyphenols can help you have more energy, and polyphenols are great for athletes.
It sounds like it's going to help a whole lot more people than just bloating. Go to lovemytummy.com/Spoonie.
Welcome back. That was, what is that, 2 minutes, Patrick? Oh, he's on the phone. He ain't even listening.
Oh, what was that?
What is our break time? 2 minutes? 1
2
minute?
minutes. 2 minutes
seconds?
on that one. Yep.
Seconds,
4 minutes at the top of the hour, 2 minutes at the bottom.
Okay.
I get the long one, you get the short one.
I don't care, whichever it is. So we still got Dan Arnold here with Sucklebusters. He's going to hang out for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to what I did this past weekend. Let everyone know kind of what I did, and then we're going to jump back, and Mr. Dan Arnold with Sucklebusters has something special to tell us.
Secret.
Yep. So your mic is on. If you want to jump, you can join in on this. But so as y'all know, I had my pop-up this weekend at Raw Brewery, and we did some, I say we because I need to make it sound like it's more than me, right? I don't know. It's always just me, and then my wife does the register, and I have friends that, kind of help out. But we did some pulled pork tacos, and look, I can just talk to you. See, this is better than me staring at a screen. So we did some pulled pork tacos. What exactly was this pulled pork? This was actually frozen, and I reheated it this morning. So this is from Saturday. Some of the leftovers I had.
Nice.
So obviously this is done with Hogwaller honey. I love sharing. I don't care. A lot of people do their own seasonings. I'm not ashamed, and I've said that millions of times. If you go back and look at my deals, I tell it all. It don't matter.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
So that's Hogwaller honey, Hoochie Mama, and the gold sauce for those that came to the pop up and had it. And then we also did a mango chipotle vinaigrette in the coleslaw. Mixed that up, and then did a guacamole salsa. So I did some white Mission corn tortillas, 6-inch. I actually put them on the smoker. I think the smoker is probably running at 275. Crisp both sides up. Stuck them in a foil pan, put them back in the food warmer. They had a smoky taste, smoky smell. It was taste too, it was both. And then they were pliable because they were actually heated up, where corn tortillas, they'll start tearing apart. So we did 2 tacos with each order. Did the pulled pork on it, the slaw, and then the salsa, and it was a big old hit.
Nice.
Big hit. And talk about the margin of making money with that thing.
That's good too.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, I didn't know. Now tacos, there might be a good little margin of making money, but it's tedious. You got 2 little tacos. You got to do this, do this, do this, do this. I mean that ain't as easy as throwing it on sandwich. There you go.
Right.
But it's worth what the customers are saying in the end, and they were loving it. And then we did a green onion sausage. and I use the gold, your gold barbecue sauce as the drizzle on top, which they had their own. I didn't put it on there because to some people it's a little bit spicy, which is a perfect tangy spicy mix.
Yeah,
I mean there's people that got such a sensitive mouth that little bit of spicy is really spicy, but it's not that spicy.
Yeah, we give them honey.
Yeah. So basically, so I did the pulled pork tacos and the green onion sandwich with the gold barbecue sauce. And then what else? So, okay, let's jump back to you.
Oh,
it's your turn. Your turn.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about topic of the day as soon as Dan gets done talking about something special here. So, Dan,
thank you.
Microphone's yours.
Yeah. So, surprise, we have a special announcement. So, one of the things we do is we test a lot of our products before we put them on the market. One of the things we want to do is make sure when we bring something to market, it's ready.
Right.
It's been tested. It's prime time. It's ready to go.
R&D's done.
R&D's done. So just kind of a shout out. Not everybody knows this, but we have a group of folks that do that. I think you mentioned Dan Woods. He's on Team Sucklebusters. And one of the things he does for us is he'll test a recipe and he'll give me feedback. And what we like to hear is the truth. Right? Not, hey, this is great. This is awesome. And so Team Sucklebusters, we have about 50 members. They're barbecue store owners, they're competition cooks, they're chefs, you name it. We have the gamut, and they run all over the world. And we release products to this Team Sucklebusters. They try them out, put them through the paces, give us feedback. We improve the product, and then we put it out for the market. Then this year we came up with a new concept because we wanted to include more of our customers, more of our followers in this concept. And so we created this section on our website called Area 51. So have you ever been to Area 51?
No, I wasn't one of those crazy fools that went there.
You didn't rush it, Patrick? Didn't rush Area 51?
He probably don't even know.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
He does.
So so it doesn't exist, right? There's no address. You can't ship anything there.
Right.
So we had it kind of hidden on our website for a while, but just this week we exposed Area 51. Area 51 on the Suckle, this is a worldwide announcement, by the way. So Area 51 on the Sucklebusters website has all of our secret products that you've never heard of, that don't exist, and you can't buy, wink, wink, nod, nod, but you might be able to put a couple in your shopping cart in the Area 51 section and check out and try out some new products before they're available to the general public.
That's awesome. I haven't even seen any. I might have seen one or two, but not all four.
Yeah. So we have a couple of marinades that we're working on. We have a poultry, we have a pork, we have a beef. It's coming next week. We have an espresso rub. We're on version 2. We call this version the SB71 Blackbird, after Area 51 Blackbird.
So coffee in there.
Yes, espresso. We did a lot of testing. We found espresso worked the best for us. And then we have one called Old Canadian. Oh, there you go. There's the marinade. Yeah. That's a little one-shot deal for marinade, and has the instructions on the front. You can use it with a white wine, or you can use it with any type of...
We're out of focus here.
Go back just a bit. They're not autofocus. You got to go back. Right there.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so you can use it with any kind of brine. You can use it with any kind of stock or water or white wine. So it's meant for the backyard cook.
Right.
So someone who wants to buy, and have a cook tomorrow, they can throw it in a bag, put a half bottle of wine in there, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and cook. This particular one's called Old Canadian. There's a certain city in Canada called Montreal that is famous for a steak seasoning. And this is similar.
Montreal seasoning, that's McCormick, ain't it?
Old Canadian. So we want to avoid any copyright issues.
Right.
But I want to give a shout out to my buddy Robbie Staggs at Champion Barbecue Supply, Amarillo, Texas. One of the best dang barbecue shops you can go to.
Awesome.
The guy's got it all. This is one of Robbie's ideas. So we made it in his namesake, call it Old Canadian. We got that out on Area 51. Yeah. So there's other items coming. There's a new one called Mojo. Some people may have heard about. You guys know who JoJo is?
Yeah, Jojo Torres.
Yeah, JoJo Torres, the famous JoJo Torres. JoJo, bless his heart, he's been working on a chili lime seasoning all summer long. He went through like 50 revisions. We finally got it right. Well, I shouldn't say finally got it right. He got it to where he wanted it to get, right? So he took his time. So in 2 weeks, we should have Mojo out there.
Nice.
So any new product we'll put out in Area 51, you guys can try them out. Tell us what you think. Hey, if they make the grade, we'll flip them over to the regular Sucklebusters brand, and it'll be a new product.
Okay. So you got these. You got the Old Canadian,
Yep.
pork marinade,
Yep.
espresso rub, and then the fish or poultry and fish marinade.
Right.
And you said you had a beef coming?
Beef marinade next week, and then Mojo
And then Mojo.
is coming as well. I
And
have
the
a
Mojo, what is that one going towards? What
the
dish?
Mojo, it's a great grill seasoning. Like if you want to put on fajitas,
Okay.
any type
some
of
skirt
chicken
steak and
Yeah.
rim the margarita glass or tequila
Absolutely.
glass, something.
Does that have citrus in it by
Yeah,
chance?
absolutely.
So it's kind of like the Mojo pork they use for
There you go.
like when you roast a pork shoulder or pork butt for like a Cubano sandwich.
You got it.
Okay.
Rim the glass.
Yeah,
Like you
rim
said.
the
Yeah,
glass,
that's
yeah.
perfect. It's sweet. It's salty.
It's an
it's chili
expansion
powder.
of
Yeah.
more than the barbecue. It's a drink. We're getting into drinks now. Start selling that on the border. Just kidding.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
You never
hey,
know. You never know.
well, that's why we put them out there.
Yeah.
Right. Just to see
Heck
what
yeah.
kind of happens. Yeah. So we're excited about Area 51. Sucklebusters.com/Area 51. You'll see these products and just kind of check back. You never know what you'll find there. You might find something crazy.
Okay.
Something.
Are you periodically? Is it unknown your periodic time that you're going to put something new out there, or should it be like every 2 weeks check back in and we might have something new, or
Yeah,
is it
just check back occasionally. We have periods of time where we put out more products than other. Kind of the summertime is our time to test things, kind of spring and summer, and then we kind of refine them as we get towards the end of the year. We release them in January.
Okay? And for those that are interested and have obviously listened to me talk about Sucklebusters, is there a newsletter that they could sign up for that would tell them, hey, we're about to put
There you
this
go.
on Area 51,
That's right. Right
Okay.
on the website. Sign
Okay.
up for the newsletter.
and that's
Thank you.
scrolling down towards the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you.
What else do we got? So, topic of the day. Dun-dun-dun. We got 18 minutes. So, pulled pork, Boston butt pork shoulder is actually my topic of the day.
Oh, awesome. That's a good one.
That's what because obviously that's what I did this weekend. So I went ahead and I started tutorial Thursdays. So tutorial Thursday started last week. The first one was a lobster tail, Axis tenderloin, which could be any steak, any tenderloin, and smoked Gouda poblano cheese grits. So I did a full tutorial on that. And so this second week, since I've already was doing 4 pork butts for my pulled pork tacos for Rar, I was like, might as well go ahead and knock out a video right now instead of trying to find time in between this week to make another video.
Yeah.
So since I'm on it, I can let people know the topic of the day is pulled pork, and then video will be coming out Thursday. And I started doing competition. Now I did probably 5.
Yeah.
That's okay. That 5 was enough. My wallet said otherwise after that 5th one. Just saying. And but some of the competition styles is so flavorful compared to a commercialized restaurant setting.
Sure.
So most people do, ribs that are just strictly thrown on the smoker. When they're done, then maybe they get sauce, maybe they don't. Whereas competition, most of us do.
Have to.
You're 2 hours on, you're 1 hour in the foil with some parquet butter, some brown sugar and honey, a little bit sauce on the backside of it, and then after an hour, pull it off with that big bone showing. See, there's another tutorial Thursday I'll make, and then you got a glazed, spare rib or St. Louis cut on the that's a competition style as they call it, because of course Spring Creek Dickies, your main chains, they're not the ribs aren't they're not wet.
Yeah.
Same
Usually
with
not fresh. Did I say that out loud?
wow, someone else said something like that, not me.
You can never duplicate what you do in your backyard, right?
It's usually me that says something like that. It's refreshing.
Awesome. And then of course pulled pork. I've always been a Carolina style, and with your gold sauce that's kept me that way. I contacted you when I started. So I started Rack Attack Barbecue in February. I didn't start professionally business wise until May, and I think that's about the time I emailed you and got on and asked what all do you have, what do I know that I need to use to do what I want to do, and you had a gold sauce.
Yeah,
gold sauce was I just love the Carolina gold. Yeah. And obviously that's kind of what you're obviously I'm thinking you're geared towards, because otherwise there ain't no other place in Texas that has a gold barbecue sauce.
Not many.
Yeah, because that's a Carolina thing.
That's right, absolutely.
And it's okay to everything doesn't have to be Texas barbecue. And I say that lightly, because everything's still done with post oak, pecan, native trees, I guess is the biggest deal with Texas barbecue. And then of course all the northern states are when they say barbecue, they're really grilling.
Yeah.
They're using charcoal and they're grilling up steaks, chicken. They're not smoking.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother conversation we could have with so many other people.
Yeah, well, we used oak and hickory because that's what grew in my yard.
Oh, that's the biggest deal is mesquite and hickory too. That's old, that's an old school tradition wood smoking, really. Not post oak. Post oak seems to be a new thing.
Yeah.
Because if you go back and look at recipes and look at videos, everyone's using hickory and mesquite.
Yeah.
Not post oak. That's like a new age deal. And people can correct me all they want.
Do you ever use mesquite?
No, never.
Yeah, it's very acidic.
Yeah.
It's too smoky. You have little room for error. So if you go inside and you forget about the smoke, or you're too busy in life and you let that get you throw in too many logs of it and you have bark on it. I love my wood without bark because it fires up quickly. You get that thin blue smoke. You don't have all that thick white smoke, which makes a bitter taste. And
it's very acidic.
People that go and leave barbecue joints and they're burping up all day and they have indigestion. That's from thick white smoke, not thin blue smoke.
I think mesquite's a thing to itself.
That's good for steak. That's good for live fire cooking.
I appreciate guys who use mesquite, but it is its own thing in my opinion. It's kind of like, hey, I'm a mesquite wood cooker. That's the way we do it, and this is the way we do it. We do it a certain way. And
it's not a bad thing.
So, no, it's not a bad thing at all. Steaks.
It's a very unique flavor.
Smoking wood.
It's a very unique flavor, and not just, it's a good grilling wood as well. You know, I lived in Arizona for 10, 12 years, and a lot of free mesquite. Just walk out in the desert and find it anywhere. But again, it's a very unique flavor. You're right, and it can be very pungent, acidic, kind of bitter if you're not careful with it.
You got to keep your eye on it. And with the pulled pork, so I'm doing a tutorial Thursday on a pulled pork competition style. Now, to me, any backyard warrior, any backyard just normal Joe, there's not many extra steps versus what the normal person or a commercialized person does. Most people use a pan, a stainless steel pan.
Yeah,
they put it in, and they let it ride the whole way.
I do.
Now, temp, you put it in full pan?
I put it in a pan, yeah.
Let me give a brief on how I do it, and you tell me why you wouldn't do that or why you do yours way, because everyone's smoker might be different.
Yeah.
So, of course, I put mine on any smoker I have, whether it's my pellet grills or my reverse flow, and I let that color set. Yep. So that's anywhere from 5 to 6 hours, and then I wrap it tightly in a foil paper. So that way it increases that heat, because we don't need to do a low and slow technically on pulled pork, but I'm still at 250, 225 on the pulled pork. But all those juices are staying still in that foil pan, where others have told me they use the hard pans the whole way because it's greasy. It makes the pit unclean. They have to clean it up, which to me that seems lazy. You're not penetrating smoke all the way around that pork butt. If it's sitting inside of a pan, then also you're using too much wood, because that heat and air there's too much friction. I think I know there is a better way to say that. But if you have it just strictly all the meat on that grate, you got smoke flowing
all the way around.
all over.
No restriction.
No restriction.
No restriction on the smoke. Yeah.
And then you use your foil, and your bark is, we're not looking for a complete perfect bark on a low and slow like we would on a brisket, where I use always butcher paper, peach butcher paper. And I've always done that. That's how I've always done the pulled pork and the pork shoulder, pork butt. So, and then after it's done, you let it rest, and boom, you can pull out that shoulder blade. You know it's good to go.
Yeah, and this is it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. I think the only time that you might do that is if you're using something that has like a rotating type of a circulation. Basically you have a rotating pit with some sort of movement to it.
A rotisserie,
but then if you're going to use a pan, you still got to get it up off the pan. You got to have something in there to lift it off. You're right. You don't get smoke all the way around. It's just not right.
No knock towards anyone that does something like, but there's a lot of people that told me they use a pan. Why do you use a pan?
Yeah, just to catch the juices. Yeah.
Okay. Now, with me, the way I've seen it, and just like with brisket, until you almost get to that stall point, you're not rendering that fat, so it's not really coming out. And by that point, you should be at color. Then you can wrap in foil for me, and then I can collect those juices.
Sure.
So you might, for those out there, I'm not telling, this isn't Dan. For those out there that use the foil or the hard stainless steel pans, try 4 hours, 5 hours without the pan. See if you get a tad bit more smoke flavor without being bitter, and see what kind of result you get.
Yeah,
It's
so
always
we go
it's always
both
a
ways.
trial and error. You never know.
Yeah, she'd try it both ways.
Yeah.
See which one you like.
So that's good that I'm not the only one that knew somebody that didn't use not stainless steel pans.
Yeah. I use the tinfoil pans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
just
same.
Sam. Yeah.
Okay.
Costco.
Right.
Half pans.
Sam's they're cheap on that. They can't beat restaurant.com. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So topic of the day was pulled pork. Tutorial Thursday will be Thursday evening around 6 o'clock, probably 5:30. And I'll give a tutorial on how I do everything, cut at that fat seam towards the bone and get some more seasoning on the inside of it, blah, blah, blah. You'll see it all on the video.
Okay. You don't have to share your secrets now. Do you add rub as you pull? Do you put any more?
Yeah, so they're gonna watch it, and this gives them maybe more reason to actually watch it. So you got your bone side, and I find that fat seam with my finger, and I just slice it away, and then I put this, and I cut a little bit of fat off that inside, that silver skin that's in there, and put the seasoning down there. That way, it can penetrate easier on the inside while it's cooking.
Awesome.
Yep,
that's a good idea.
And some people are always on the competition thought of it as when that starts cooking, it kind of starts spreading apart and
pulls back,
and it aesthetically doesn't look right. Well, we're looking for an end result, not a presentation as far as the restaurant and then the catering aspect of it goes. And so I always split it and get that season in there. And it's obviously
it's awesome.
So that's the topic of the day. We are 9 minutes in. So everyone that wants to do a Q&A, phone line is 202-900-3990. Call in with questions about anything barbecue. And those that go ahead and ask on Facebook. I'm looking at the live feed right now. Everything's beeping. I don't see nothing. Wow, Dan, we got through this, buddy. I mean, we got 8 minutes left, and I haven't even done a Q&A for the call-ins. We got 2 call-ins last time.
Oh, cool.
I think one gentleman, I'm not sure if he had been in the U.S., but he was definitely driving because you could hear the road. So he was listening to iHeartRadio, not even on Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
We already got a...
Well, you got me. This is Victoria calling from Kansas City.
Yes, Victoria. That's your question.
So that number is 202-900-3990.
Yep, and the phone line is actually open. I just made sure. So
okay, so we got 7 minutes. Y'all call in.
Yeah, 7, 8 minutes. Yeah, well, look, we'll just cut them short if they run long.
Okay, so, go ahead.
Some of that demo stuff, some of the stuff that you don't need refrigeration or something, you could do that right there on that table as long as you don't have to like cook, chop, and have live fire or thin blue smoke. But I'll tell you what,
I think to do a tutorial Thursday live here.
No,
then I wouldn't have a tutorial Thursday.
Well, you know what, dude? You could just take over both hours on Tuesday. I'm just telling you. I'm messing with you, dude.
It looks like I could do that if I have a guest because we're already.
So now you wonder.
Works perfect.
Now you wonder why I can talk for 2 hours when you're there because it's easy when you're there, right?
That's right.
But no, that short form content. Just real quick for anybody out there who wants to get their claim to fame, because I'm not doing very good on the short form. I haven't made time for it, but I'm going to. It's really the most effective way because people's attention spans, like mine, like Brandon's now, because he's texting, is about 9 seconds, right? No, I'm serious. It's literally up to 2 minutes is the perfect length for a video to give a demo and something like that. It's a great educational way to put out a mini series almost. But good stuff, by the way. I need to go back and comment from last week's stuff.
I think this is a great podcast. This is the best one yet. So season 1, episode 3.
Yeah.
With special guest Dan Arnold, Sucklebusters.
Oh, yeah. Dan, I see some T-shirts over there, some other merchandise.
Do you have anything else you want to show?
Lay some stuff out there. Why not?
Yeah. If anybody wants to call in, well, maybe we'll set them up.
Well, let me. Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Do that.
Heck yeah. Now you get some call. Oh, there you go. You got a call already.
We got a call?
Yeah, I'll bet it's Richard Brand. It's from Colorado. It says it's Colorado. We'll see. All right.
This T-shirt is for you, caller.
Okay, here you go. You're live.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, gee, you guessed right. You guessed right.
Yes,
Richard Brand. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going, man? How are you?
Yeah, I broke one of those laws of radio call-ins. I went and asked you how it was going, and I'd never do that. But anyway, I am doing awesome, and I hate to dwell on tri-tip, but it's one of those meats that I used to love, but it's always once it became a thing, they started sucking all the fat off of it. You should have a quarter to a 3/8 of an inch of fat on the fat side of the tri-tip. Nowadays, you don't even know what side is the fat side of the tri-tip, and I find it's really flavorless. And I've tried a few things to varying degrees. I've even taken twine and wrapped it in fat, and that kind of worked. But do you have any, besides the tips you gave last week, do you have any recommendations for some way of treating the meat that will hopefully gain back some of that flavor that was lost when all the meat was sucked off, for the benefit of people that don't know how to cook meat?
Quit buying your tri-tip at Walmart. I'm just kidding.
I have had so many people tell me that,
tri-tip,
we've got this great butcher by my house. You got to go there. They cut all their own meat, and you go there, and they go, no, that's the way it comes. Like,
so
stop leading me on.
your tri-tip that you're talking about that you use lately, are you not having any intramuscular fat running through that sucker? Or are you just speaking on just the cap, the fat cap of it?
The fat cap of it.
For me, if you got a lot of intramuscular fat, if you got an upper 2/3 choice, or if you got a good prime tri-tip, which your tri-tips aren't more than 5 pounds each, I would. Your safest bet is to get a prime tri-tip.
Yeah, go to Costco.
That's really all that would be my own. That would be the easiest suggestion, because then you got all the intramuscular fat where all that flavor's coming from. Because obviously, as we know, we're not chopping up a tri-tip like you would a pork butt. So your exterior fat cap is getting shredded up with a pork butt versus tri-tip, you're getting it sliced. So you want to focus on the intramuscular fat on the tri-tip versus your outer fat cap.
Okay, excellent. That does help in the search for what I'm looking for. I did, when I first noticed this trend happening, I was working in a military base in North Yorkshire, England, and we were getting American beef processed in Germany, and then it would come back to us, and it's like I was so excited, but then wait, which side? Where's the fat? I did find an excellent replacement. Was a ribeye roast. Darn it! Everything wants to make noise as I walk around the shop.
If you want to do a special event or a special dinner for your loved one or just something, jump on SnakeRiverFarms.com. That's about the only company off of my head that I know that you can order from online that's going to have a prime or a top choice of tri-tip. Otherwise, you just need to get with your butcher and see what they can bring in.
Okay, excellent.
Awesome, man. Thanks for listening. Hey, you're a value to my little station, because you've been with me ever since I started with Food Biz Pro. I'm going to have Dan or myself, whichever, send you this cap and hat once you look at the Facebook Live later, because I think you're at work listening to your headphones. So we got a t-shirt and hat if you want it. You want to claim it?
I am. Oh, excellent. Okay. And I've already got an order placed. That was
the one I was talking about, Amazon.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
And when he comes down here, you better bring some of that smoked pineapple ale with you as well.
Will do. I'm working on the large batch version. It's not quite there yet. I'm actually stepping back and doing the original version, which is in the fermenter now. But and then back to the experimental large batch versions.
Awesome, Richard. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Okay. Thank you.
See
Enjoy.
Ya. Okay. All right. Bye.
That's one. Anybody else?
Anybody else? We got
we got me so far, but I'm telling you. So I'm telling you, no, seriously, he makes the most amazing, unique beer. Brews some of the most amazing, unique product I've ever had. And when we had I think it was prior to Doc Celebration Life, but when he was down here, he brought a few different Scottish strong ale, his pineapple smoked pineapple ale, and I'll tell you what, that smoked pineapple ale will be perfect with that pulled pork right there. Perfect.
Sounds great.
Man, I'm telling you.
So we got to leave and go to out of state now, or is he going to bring it here?
Oh, no, he'll bring it here. Yeah. Worst case scenario is it's about time for a trip up to Fort Collins for me. So
especially when it's 101 outside.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's about that time, middle of summer.
Perfect.
It's 16 hours door to. Actually, that was from Houston. It's probably about maybe 12 hours door to door from here.
It's worthwhile.
12, 13. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We got 1 minute left, guys. Who's calling in? Hurry. Hey, is Tim in a meeting, or does he want to ask a barbecue question? You want to ask him real quick?
I think they're doing a tour for potential tenant, but yeah. I know.
Okay.
It's okay. All right, real quick. I have a barbecue question.
Okay.
What is the most difficult product to smoke and get right? It generally across the board, if you ask everybody, what would the general consensus be?
Brisket.
Brisket.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one everybody's scared of.
Yeah, and
it's an easy thing to do, though, right?
Yes,
Isn't it easy?
is. Oh my gosh,
It's just like
that's why
put
I'm
it on
here
there
to
and leave it
help
alone. End of class.
Stop playing with it.
Yeah, stop messing with that and just maintain your fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's the key. Low and slow.
Yep.
Keep it steady.
Don't peak.
Yep. Well,
if you're looking, you ain't cooking.
Yeah, just wait. Cook her till she's done. That's what I say.
Or use a ThermoWorks dot and whatever and watch your temp.
I guess
You don't have to
that
open
question comes up a lot, and they almost always, this is a helpful hint, they almost always say, well, my brisket tasted good and had good flavor, but it was not tender. Okay? Symptom, you didn't cook it long enough.
it. Right.
Yeah.
So check your thermometer into the thickest part of the flat. That's where you stick your thermometer. Dan, thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Texas Barbecue Show, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday with Michael with GrillGreat.com.
Oh, we love those
Yes,
guys. They're awesome.
He'll be on next week. See y'all next time. Cut me off. Oh.
This is the only 24-hour take anywhere platform dedicated to food and fun. We're Spoonie.